I was mad. I was mad. What's good? What's glam? Saying hi to my mug fam. What's up, you guys? It's your girl Shy, and I'm back again with another video. I'm back again with another banger. I am back. Y'all, this video was definitely highly requested on my Facebook, so yeah. So y'all be prepared for this story time because it's about to get real juicy. But before we hop into this video, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you guys comment down below and subscribe. Click that bell notification so you not miss a single banger, because I'm coming with bangers for the rest of the year and for 2022. Period. Yeah, let's hop in to this video. Okay, so I asked y'all on Facebook, did y'all want to see the fight or y'all didn't want to see the fight? And of course, everybody was like, yeah, let's see this fight. So yeah, I'm finna do a story time and it's about to go down. So get your popcorn, get your chips, your juices, whatever you need, cause yeah, it's there. All right, y'all, it all started in high school, senior year. Let me remind y'all, this is my first fight ever that I ever got into. So, you know, you girls have to put the paws down, you feel me? It was my senior year in high school or whatever, and I was dating this girl. I'ma just call her C, cause yeah, we finna use code names. We got C, we got P, and we got my ex-best friend, okay? Cause they like the main characters up in this, including me. So basically, I was on a field trip with my culinary class or whatnot. I'm finna skip past what we was doing on the field trip. So we was wrapping it up on a field trip, and I was finna be on my way back to the school. Everybody that was on the field trip, of course. So I get this call before we got on the bus. I get this call, and it was from C, which is my ex. It was from her, and she gonna say I need to tell you something before anybody else tell you. So instantly I knew, I just freaking knew. Like, I knew it was something wrong. Me, instantly, I was just like, what is it? She gonna say something. This is the story she said.
She gonna say something. This girl came into my gym class trying to play or something like that, and, or whatever, she bit my neck, and I pushed her, something like that, and it left a scar.
She bit what? And then I'm like, a scar? Like, me, instantly, I'm like, I'm not stupid, y'all. We all know that girl was talking to somebody and she done got a dang hickey. Like, let's be real. Come on now. So, I hung up, because, y'all, I was young. Don't come for me. Please don't come for me. I was young. So, I went to the bathroom. I started crying and shit. I was mad. I was crying, whatever, wipe my tears. We got on the bus or whatever. Got to the school, y'all. Soon as I walk into the school building, why everybody coming up to me?
You good? You alright? You alright? You heard? I'm like,
I heard. Like, what's going on? Why everybody coming up to me? People I don't even talk to coming up to me. Like, this is some weird stuff. Like, why is everybody coming up to me asking me, am I good? I'm good. So that means the whole school know but me. Right? So you trying to humiliate me? Okay. So, next thing you know, I'm walking towards, like, her art class or whatever. And I turn around. Tell me why she's walking up to me. As she's walking up to me, remind you, she is light-skinned. So you see everything. When she's walking up to you, all you see is a ass key right there on her neck, just sitting there. But it's covered up with makeup, y'all. Try to cover up with makeup. Like, it's completely failed because it's big, it's right there on your neck. Like, make that make sense. And it was making me mad because I'm just like, as soon as she walked up to me, I said, what is that? And she was just like, that's what I was talking about. I said, who did that? And she was just like, don't worry about it. Trying to, you know, push past it. I'm just like, nah, bro, who did that? I was mad. And then she had the nerve to say, I went or whatever. I started crying, other shit. She gonna say something. well, you could either forgive me, or you could break up with me and all types of shit. Me being dumb, I'm just still crying like, bitch, don't say nothing to me. At this point, you see me crying like I'm irritated, I'm mad. I'm being a crybaby right now. And then I'm sitting on the floor, y'all, and she kissed me on my forehead and she went back in her art room. I got mad and I got up and I opened that motherfucking art classroom door. I said, so who's the girl? I mean, everybody just watching me in the classroom. This not even my class, y'all. And I'm just like, who's the girl? Like, let me know, da da da. And she like, man, da da da, move and all types of stuff. And everybody just looking at me like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? And somebody that was her cousin or whatever, that was so-called my cousin too, but it was play cousins, y'all. It was, y'all know how that stuff go. Like, that's my sister, that's my best friend, that's my favorite cousin. It went some shit like that. So she was my cousin or whatever. So I went to her, I'm like, do you know? She was like, cuz I love you, but I can't. I'm like, you're not my cuz. I walked away or whatever. So I stormed out the classroom. I'm like, I'm gonna find this bitch. Like, I promise you, I was around that hallway and everything. Tell me why. She ended up following me and oh dang, y'all. This girl that was my best friend before, but we stopped being best friends because some other stuff or whatever. They came up to me and I'm just like, I'm not trying to hear it or whatever. Then that's when my ex-best friend, she was basically saying, I know who it is. I'm just like, who? She was like, well, I can't tell you. So instantly I'm like, bro, as soon as she said that, I'm like, bro, don't ever say nothing else. I end up walking away. Like, I don't got time to hear none of that. Like, if you don't got time to tell me, then no, I'm finna bounce, my nigga. So I end up leaving or whatever, going down the stairs some more, something like that. It's all types of messed up, y'all. But I end up walking around the building. I'm here trying to figure it out. I already got a few clues in my head, but I'm not sure. So, you know, school end or whatever. It's gonna be a long story. The school end and I have volleyball practice after school. So I go to my class, right? I go to my volleyball class. My volleyball practice, my bad. I get to my volleyball practice and I call the girl that I said was my ex-best friend or whatever, before I got, you know, best friends with this other girl that's in this story also. So I call her or whatever. I'm just like, so who's the girl? Like, give me the hints at this point. She's just like, well, you know this girl. I said, okay, is this girl bald? I don't know what made me say that, but I instantly like had to strike down each girl. Like, each girl that was popping up in my head, I had to strike them down. So when she said that, when I said that, like, is the girl bald? She was just like, oh, you must know who it is already. So when she said that, I instantly knew, like, I know who did that to her neck. Like, I know who did that to her neck. Like, so I instantly hung up or whatever. My bad. I instantly hung up or whatever. And after I hung up, I end up calling C. And I'm just like, yeah, I know who did that to your neck and stuff like that. Y'all, my parents came home, but we still finna get into this. Anyways, I call C, and I'm just like, I know who it is. She like, who? I'm like, P. She said, how you figure it out? I'm like, don't worry about it. And I don't got time to talk no more. I know who it is. So I hung up or whatever. Let my volleyball practice, enjoyed that or whatever. Went home, came back to school the next day. Tell me what, I'm walking. And I instantly see C and P face to face by P's locker. So I walked up to them. I said, so this what y'all do? They over there looking like this. Neither one of them is looking up and looking at me. They both looking down, playing with the little fingers. Look at me, you hear me talking to y'all. So I'm like, I said, y'all dirty. So this what y'all do? I said, you supposed to be my girlfriend and you supposed to be my friend. That is weird. Make that make sense. So they didn't say nothing or whatever, so I ended up walking off. You know, walking off. First time I approached them, they didn't do shit. So I ended up walking off. And then next you know, whatever, I walked off or whatever, and Next, you know, I think C either called me or texted me. She was just like, let's meet up after class on the second floor by the auditorium. So I'm like, all right, bet. Da-da-da. She want to talk. Let's figure this out. Because I need to know something. Like, what's going on? Like, I need to know. Then, you know, class ended or whatever. I'm on the second floor at the auditorium. Waiting. 5 minutes went past, you know, the bell ring when you're supposed to be in class. Yeah. So she didn't end up showing up. So remind y'all, I used to walk this girl to her classes just as well as she walked me to my classes. So I know every hour she had. So she thought she was slick. So I ended up going to her gym hour. And tell me why. I go up to the stairs, like, it's like when you go into our gym, it's like our whole gym, and you go up these stairs or whatever, and they got some more bleachers, and it's like this middle part, and it's like a little gap, right? So I go up them stairs or whatever, and I go to that little gap, because that's normally where she be charging her little phone. Tell me why PNC is up there, sitting up there, and da-da-da-da. So I'm like, I said, so what you want? She started laughing, ha, 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 man, gone, da-da-da-da. I'm like, so no, you said you want to talk. So like, what's up? Like, what's good? And she didn't say nothing. So it made me mad or whatever. So I ended up slapping her. Then that's when she was, I guess, about to get up, and P tried to hold her back or whatnot. So I'm like, she ain't doing nothing. So I ended up walking off or whatever. And that's when I had texted her. I'm like, you know what? Where y'all gonna be at after school or this weekend or whatever? Because you know, she didn't live that far away from me. She was only a few blocks. Okay. So then after that, she gonna text me. She gonna say something. Oh, P gonna be with me this weekend at my house. So I'm like, oh, y'all want to play these games? This is the game y'all want to play. I'm like, okay, bet. So I'm like, I'm finna come back in there. In my mind, I'm like, bro, I'm finna come back in there. So I called the person that was my best friend at that very moment. I called her. I'm like, hey, best friend, where you at? I'm finna beat these girls' ass. They think they can play with me. They think they can play with me. And they embarrassed me in front of the whole school. She just like, oh, she was already skipping class. Y'all don't skip class. Y'all don't skip class. But she was already skipping class or whatever. And she was like, oh, she was on the other side of the gym, y'all. But she was, you know, outside of the gym. But on the other side, I was by the boys' locker room. And she was like, this is that. I'm like, oh, okay. I hear her voice. So I'm like, come down here or whatever. So she came by the boys' locker room. I'm like, I'm finna fight them, da-da-da-da, because, you know, it's whatever. And at the time, y'all, I already knew I had a dentist appointment or whatever, or a doctor's appointment, and my mom and them was on the way already. So I already knew it was like perfect timing. Like, I gotta fight her before I leave because you just embarrassed me. Perfect timing. So I was like, you know what? I don't care about volleyball if I get kicked off at this point. Like, even though I didn't get kicked off after, y'all. I didn't get kicked off the team. But I was like, I don't care about volleyball. So I texted her, I'm like, look down. So tell me why they both scooted up or whatever. They both looked down. They started laughing at me and my best friend. So I'm like, all right, bet. That's strike 3. So I'm gonna go in. So I'm going in. You know, I see some volleyball players and stuff like that. They're like, no, Cheyenne, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm like, nah. It's on and popping. Because, yeah. And I went up there or whatever. My best friend went up there with me. And I go up there. And I went up there. I'm like, so... No, my best friend said something first. She was like, so y'all go together? Because they was hugged up. Like, I guess P was in C lab. So that's why my best friend went up to her. Went up to them and was like, y'all date? And P gonna say something, yeah. And they laughing, giggling like that's funny. So me, I instantly say, so which one? I says, I want to fight both of y'all. So which one of y'all want to get it first? Right? I said that. Nobody stand up. They just laughing, right? Until C had the nerve to stand up, right? So I'm like, oh, you might as well take them glasses off because I'm gonna knock them off your face. And she was just like, just laughing or whatever. Then that's when the security guard, she was just like, oh, go, y'all don't belong here, or get out, whatever, because me and my best friend, we didn't belong in that class at all. She like, go, da, da. That's when C had the nerve to sit back down. I'm like, no, don't sit down because, okay, y'all, sorry, I had to pause it like that for a little bit. I'm in a different setting, It's like 1 something in the morning, y'all, and I'm like, I gotta finish this video. Finish where I left off. So basically, where did I leave off again? Yeah, so basically I told her, you might as well take them glasses off because I'm gonna knock them off your face. So she didn't, or whatever. She sat down because of the security guard was coming up, and she was like, oh, y'all don't belong in here. But she was talking about being my best friend. So that's when I'm like, no, don't sit down now. I don't sit down now. So you know me, I walked up to her. I slapped her again. And after I slapped her, I got to walking away. And then that's when I just had a feeling like she got up or some shit. Which she did. So basically, I was walking away and she got up and she took her glasses off and she was speed walking up to me. So I turned around because I felt the energy. I felt the energy or whatnot, and I seen her walking up to me, and that's what I went in for. I went in with the shebang, the shaboom, the shabam. Simple as that. Yeah, I got that beating her. Simple. I got a beating her. When I was beating her, I had punched her head into like the metal bar. So you gonna hear it like twice. If you don't hear it once, you're gonna hear it twice in both videos. Cause I got 2 videos, baby. One video my cousin recorded. In the second video, I don't know who recorded still to this day. I just know it was sent to my phone. But this is what y'all been waiting for, right? So I'm gonna show y'all this fight. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? All right, here we go. Okay, let me remind y'all in the video, as y'all can see, like I was only hitting her with one hand because she had me bent. This is my first fight ever, so I didn't know what to do, you know, so I was just going in for what I knew best, to the best of my ability, period. But yeah, so after the fight, y'all, you could tell the security guard was trying to break it up or whatever, or kind of would not. After the fight or whatever, I had like ended up backing up, like, you know, standing my guard. Went to grab my stuff because the security guard was like, no, grab your things, go. Or whatever. So I grabbed my things and I dipped. I went to the office or whatever. So your girl had a clean record, so y'all know I didn't get suspended or nothing. I just got sent home for the day because he was like, oh, you got a clean record. And plus he thought that the girl that I fought he thought the girl that I fought was my best friend, but she wasn't. She was my girlfriend. And he only thought she was my best friend because we was best friends before we got together. So that's that, and that's the end of the video. That's what happened. I got sent home, never got suspended, never got expelled. Came back the next day. Yeah, who embarrassed now, bitch? Cause yeah, I did post it on all social medias until I had to take it down, but it's back up now, and it's not going nowhere. Period. Since you want to embarrass me in front of the whole school, I'm gonna embarrass you in front of everybody in the whole world. Period. But if you guys really like this video, make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you guys comment down below your favorite part. Subscribe. Click that bell notification so you know I'm a single banger, because I'm going with bangers all 2021. Peace.